Welcome back to LakePoint Sports, where it's Prep Baseball Classic weekend across the baseball village. I'm Cory McCartney, getting you ready for our game of the day between the Roadrunners Baseball Academy and Canes, Indiana in 17U play. We are slated for a 5:15 first pitch, and along the way, I'll be joined by Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt, along with our own Grayson Rosen, and it figures to be an exciting matchup. And while we're always searching for excitement on the field, that isn't all that we are searching for this summer. This season, LakePoint Sports has teamed up with Johnsonville to highlight positive action, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts associated with all the various youth sports that we love. Any and everyone is encouraged to share these moments. So whether you're the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there's something in it for everyone, and Johnsonville just might reward you for your behavior and or participation. So use the QR code for more information on how you can make a submission, or head over to lakepointsports.com or our social channels to access the submission form. And we just wrapped up the National Program Invitational, an event won by Knights Nation in 17U, Canes National in 16U, and 643 DP in 15U. It was high-level players everywhere, including the #1 player in the class of 2026, Jacob Lombard out of Florida, playing for San Diego Padres scout team. I had a chance to catch up with Jacob before one of the Padres matchups. That's Jacob Lombard, the #1 player in 2026, playing for San Diego Padres scout team. Jacob, man, thanks for doing this.
Thank you. Super excited.
So lead off with that. Prep baseball rankings just come out, #1 player in the class. What does that mean to you? Is it a challenge to stay there? Is it expectations when you step on the field? What does it mean?
I think rankings number-wise are they're just a number. I mean, I'm super blessed, super excited to be there at the top, and it shows all the hard work and everything behind the scenes that people don't see. But at the end, it's just a number, and really, baseball is just about having fun and being a good teammate. That's really what I'm worried about.
I love hearing quiet confidence about you at the plate. Kind of take me inside of how do you stay confident within yourself and have a plan?
Yeah, I mean, now going into having my brother ahead of me and him talking to me about all the confidence stuff and how important it is, but not being too flashy and too obnoxious, of course. So being able to stay confident and knowing in my head that all my preparation is going to pay off, and just being up there having fun is really what's helped me.
Yeah, I'm glad you took us there, because obviously your brother George, first-round pick by the Yankees. You've got some weird waters to navigate these next couple of years. I mean, he's obviously been big for you at this point, but how key is he, do you think, as you go forward and things just kind of get more elevated?
I think he's someone that I've always been able to chase, and especially him coming to Vandy, that's when it really started for me. I started baseball really late. I was an athlete, of course. I played a bunch of sports, but really baseball I really took off when I was 10 or 11, and I saw my brother doing all the Vandy stuff, and I was just super excited, just chasing after him every single day, trying to get better, trying to get to where he is, and he's helped me tremendously. Not only my dad, but my brother, because it's just a different it's a different dynamic when it's from a younger brother and you can relate to him a little more compared to my dad, who's played a different time in baseball. Yeah. It's a new game now. So he's helped me tremendously, just being able to stay on him and try to reach where he is today. That's the goal.
So pushing triple digits, exit velo, but defensively, we obviously see the work that you do on the field. We know you've got your times at practice. What are those drills that you've always done that kind of, in the shadows, that kind of stay with you?
I think the biggest thing is looking for your hop and doing a lot of drills, really just a routine in general that's going to make you work behind the ball and find your hop. I think that's the biggest thing for me. And getting routine that you can do consistently almost every day is what I try to do. Every day can be the smallest thing where you can just throw a ball off the wall, find your hop, get behind the ball, and just work that relaxed but aggressive on offense on defense type feel for defense. So just being able to have a routine that you can stay consistent with and do even on your own. So.
Here with the San Diego Padres, all over the place coming together as this unit. How do you guys build team chemistry as opposed to like a group that may be here at National Program Invitational of kids that are maybe a more local team? How do you guys build that and keep it?
I think getting kids around the country to come together even before the summer started, before we even played a game. We really try to build team. We have dinner with each other, no phones. We pray before dinner. Like we really try to build this team into a family, and we're brothers. So playing with your brothers is different than playing with teammates, and we really try to make it a family. So I think we've done a great job, and this team, I think it's the best one we've had in terms of really being a family.
Going from here to MPI, start of a really big stretch for you. You're in September going to be part of the Prep Baseball All-American game in your home state and playing in Miami. Yeah. #1, what's the excitement level to be a part of that? And secondarily, to be there playing basically in your backyard.
It's awesome. I'm stoked. I'm super excited. Being right there across the street from a lot of my family that are friends, hopefully they can come come and see what's going on there. But I'm super excited. Just playing with all, especially some older guys, playing in front of them and being able to follow their footsteps.
You're going to be the tour guide.
Yep, yes I am.
All right, I want to get a taste of what we're going to see this weekend at MPI and then down there in Miami. Have you take us through your swing. Sound good?
Yep, sure. All right, guys. I think a lot of this, like people tend to think about the swing, but I think a lot of it comes before we even step in the box. What I like to do before walking up to the on deck box, I like to think of what my job's going to be and what I'm going to try to accomplish while I'm at the plate. Then once I get there, I like to look at the pitcher, maybe time them up, do a couple swings, staying inside the ball, choking up a little bit, making sure I'm just trying to drive the ball to the bigger parts of the field. For me, it's usually the oppo gap because I tend to come around the ball when I'm on my bad days. So I want to stay inside the ball, drive it to the opposite field gap, and when I get in the box, really just trying to stay as simple as possible. So I think whatever job you have, if it ties in, I mean, when you're trying to drive the ball into the bigger parts of the field, that job's going to be usually accomplished. So that's the biggest thing for me. Have fun, stay relaxed, and that's about it.
Jacob, man, absolutely great stuff. Thanks for doing that. If you're not already, make sure you follow LakePoint Sports on all our social media channels, and you'll get so much more happening here on campus. Okay, despite us jumping from that recorded video to this live shot, I do promise I have more than one shirt. Somebody, namely myself, forgot to remember that I was wearing that shirt in that interview and then wearing it for today for this broadcast, but I digress. I talked about Knights Nation winning the 17U title. Let's get an up-close look at their win over Canes Midwest in the National Program Invitational Final in this highlight package courtesy of our own Maddie Bullock. Mentioned we have a 5:15 first pitch in this matchup between Roadrunners Baseball Academy and Canes Midwest. Let's go ahead and get a look at how these teams are going to roll out today for this matchup in pool play in 17U action. Roadrunners going to lead off with shortstop Ashton Abbas, followed by left fielder Tyler Griggs. First baseman Noah Sanders hitting third. Hayden Pierce, the center fielder, hitting fourth. Landon Comer, the right fielder, hits fifth. Logan Racine be on the mound and hitting sixth. Danny Edgerton, the second baseman, hitting seventh. Levi Crow behind the plate and hitting eighth. And Chandler Benson, third baseman, hitting ninth. Meanwhile, Canes, Indiana will lead off with Caleb Greavy, the second baseman. Colin Long in right field. Chris Lewis hitting third and playing short. Nicholas Hoolan, the third baseman, hitting fourth. Calvin Dean, center fielder, hitting fifth. J.P. Roselli hitting sixth and playing first. Hitting seventh, catcher Ty Nicholson. Griffin Matricia will be DH, hitting eighth. Ryder Knox hitting ninth is the extra hitter. And Austin Van Vels, the left fielder, hitting 10th. And on the mound will be Jackson Kerr, the right-hander. So again, a 5:15 first pitch. We're already at 5:16, so we're going to go a little bit into the future on this first pitch as we see the team still loosening up here. We had a game end by run rule before this, so we had slated this for 5:40, but got a little bit of a jump on things. So we'll be, again, taking you up to first pitch in this matchup between Roadrunners and Canes, Indiana, as we get things started today in the Prep Baseball Classic. Now joined by Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt. And Avery, we rolled right from National Program Invitational to this. The whirlwind of this time of the year here at LakePoint Sports had a showcase earlier this week as well. Man, it's I don't know that people can truly understand like just the monster that all this is. And for you guys in the scheduling side of it to roll from one thing to the next, I mean, this is just like chaos.
Yeah, it's controlled chaos, and you know, this is year 6 for me doing this, so I'm kind of used to it. But yeah, there's no real time to breathe this time of year, so you just finish up one event and roll right into the next one and get done what you have to get done. So it's a fun time of year. It's taxing, but it's there's worse things in the world that you could be doing on a day-to-day basis.
I know you guys had some help during National Program Invitational. Kyle Coletta, who used to be here helping out with the scheduling for that event, but for this, something like this, when you're going from one event to the next, how far out in the process are you getting these schedules set for this event?
So we pre-plan usually about 4 to 5 months. We kind of have an idea of the number of teams we can hold. Kind of get that done 4 or 5 months out, and then usually a week out we kind of put all the matchups and everything together publicly for everybody to see. But it's usually everything's made out usually 2 weeks before, and then goes public a week before, and then or usually week and a half before, and then if we have to make some adjustments before we send it out to the teams, we have 3 or 4 days to do that. So it kind of gives a little buffer zone when it goes out to when it's officially sent out, so teams can see it, and if anything needs to be changed, they hopefully let us know in time.
And you guys are using so many off-sites as well now. You got Adairsville, you've got Georgia Highlands. I mean, so how do you guys kind of figure it out? At what point do you figure out these teams are going to play X amount of games off site? These teams are going to be playing all their games. Like, how does that kind of all factor in?
So for our open events, our 4-day events, every team plays two pool play games at LakePoint and then 1 game off site. And that's for everybody. And then our national championships guys will play 2 off-site games and the other 3 pool play games here at LakePoint. Obviously, LakePoint being, the premier facility that it is, guys want every game to be here. But realistically, everybody can't play every game here. So for our national championship guys, will play 2 off-site, and then for like our 4 to 5 days event, they'll play 1 off-site. And obviously, all bracket play. We'll be here. We'll utilize those off-sites for some of our consolation stuff. So I think next week for our 16U national championship, we're going to 9 off-sites. So those will be up and rolling. So hopefully our intern class that kind of helps facilitate that is ready to rock and kind of got their feet under them here as we've kind of progressed in the middle of June. So we'll see when the time gets there, and we're all praying for, nice, sunny, dry weather.
166 teams are going to be here starting this next week for the 16U National Championship. And, we'll have a lot of teams for the other ones. I mean, there's 165 for 15U, 47 for 13, 100 for 14, and again up to 166 for the 17 one. But it feels like 16 is the one that's like the biggest. And I think that when you think about the way recruiting is now and the future games and all that, that's the one that just seems to get elevated so much more. And I mean, we just finished MPI, and then we're going to have that monster just coming in next.
Absolutely. I mean, especially with the new recruiting rules, I mean, that's a big time event for guys to be able to get out and see, some of the top talent in the country. And obviously, with having LakePoint as our center kind of mainstay, it's a lot easier to watch guys play ball here when there's 8 fields and your furthest walk is, 500 steps from field 12 to field 16, and it's like you don't have to bounce around to 900 different places. You can see 16 teams at a time, and throughout the day. So that's great for us. But yeah, especially with the new recruiting rules, the 16U age group is kind of taken over as that premier. Get a lot of college guys out here. Obviously, we saw it getting younger and younger the past few years before they made the change. So definitely looking forward to the 16 and expect to have a lot of good college coaches here.
Yeah, I think it got to the point, where you had these college recruiters that were bouncing around preschools, and it just got a little bit, it just felt a little bit like too much, so the NCAA steps in. But getting our meeting at the plate right now, so if we cut back to the field, let's go over this lineup one more time, as again, we're going to have Roadrunners taking on Canes, Indiana in this matchup. Abbas again playing short, leading off, followed by Griggs, Sanders, Pierce, Comer, Racine, Edgington, Crow, and Benson for Roadrunners. Going to have Logan Racine on the mound there. Canes, Indiana going with Garivey, Long, Lewis, Hewlin, Dean, Roselli, Nicholson, Matricia, Knox, Van Vels, and Jackson Kerr will be on the mound for them as we get this going here shortly. A 17U pool play matchup from the Prep Baseball Classic. A lot of these Roadrunners players are all too familiar with playing here at LakePoint Sports, and these Canes, Indiana players, only a couple of them have actually played very many events down here at LakePoint, so an opportunity for them. Roadrunners, There's the saying that you can never have too much catching. They have 3 players ranked in Georgia in 2025, and every one of them is a catcher. Chandler Benson, who's the number 32 ranked catcher. Levi Crow, who's behind the plate today, number 37. And Aiden Ray, who's on the bench to start things off today, is the number 19 catcher in that class. So they are more than capable of making some stuff happen behind the plate. So meanwhile, I mean, you look at Canes, Indiana, just one ranked player, and he's a 2024 in Chris Lewis, who's playing shortstop for them, the 23rd ranked shortstop in Indiana, 157 in the class. So he's already graduated, getting an opportunity to play here at this event in the 17 U level, and obviously uncommitted player right now, looking to make some impressions and find his landing spots. An opportunity for him to match up against some good competition here in the Prep Baseball Classic. Here we are, see them coming out now. So as I mentioned, we're going to have Logan Racine on the mound to start things off for the Roadrunners. Logan from Alpharetta High School. That fastball up around 80. He's got a changeup 72 to 74, curveball 60 to 68 range. Playing in his 10th prep baseball event. Number, as I mentioned, of these Roadrunner players have been there, done that when it comes to playing here at LakePoint Sports. It used to just be called Roadrunners, but now it's Roadrunners Baseball Academy. I've seen that they've amped things up a little bit now. They got Kyle Farnsworth is on the coaching staff for them as well now. So
if there's anybody that knows anything about getting guys in shape to play, I don't know if you've seen pictures of Kyle lately.
Kyle's been a bodybuilder for pretty much the last 10 years, I think. But he's just an absolute monster now. They got Michael Barrett on their coaching staff, so they've really ratcheted things up there in terms of the Roadrunners and what they're doing. And I like the little slingshot action that looks like we're going to get there from Racine. I already saw a nice dive there at first base in the stretch, and I've seen that play out already over there from Noah Sanders. Again, we'll see Caleb Grivey, Colin Long, and Chris Lewis starting things off for Canes, Indiana. Grivey, the leadoff hitter from Greensburg Community High School in Indiana. 5'10", 160-pound righty. Seen a lot more. See Levi Crow back there with the old school helmet. Seen a lot more of those as opposed to the guys who just were, you know, like the Mizuno / All-Star setups. I like that old school look. Makes me think of Johnny Bench, and let's dial it back. You were a catcher. Did you wear those helmets, or did you have the one piece?
High school had to wear the one piece, obviously, because you can't wear the 2-piece in GHSA events. Yep. But yes, in any opportunity I got to wear the 2-piece, I wore the 2-piece. No real reason why besides it looked cool, and that's what the guys in the big leagues wear.
That's right. It does look cool.
Yeah, you know, if I can look like a big leaguer, maybe I'll play like one. Didn't happen often, but when it did.
Grivey jumps on that one, sends it foul. Mentioned that we've got Levi Crow behind the plate there with his vintage headwear. Creekview High School was at Georgia preseason All-State back in January. I caught up with Levi a couple years ago here. Did an interview with him. At the time, he was catching and pitching. Just that pop time around 2.2 to 2.14 range. Mentioned we're going to have some really good catching in this matchup on both sides of the board.
One pitch in, we're already getting new baseballs, so that's a good start to the day.
The big fan blowing in the background. You see the body armor misting tent that all those people are walking. I mean, it is raging hot here in Emerson, Georgia. Absolutely smacks that ball foul. There's really no way to say it. I think we got teased, didn't really get hot. And maybe the end of MPI it started to get it, but it's just in we're back. We've finally reached the Kenny Rogers roasting part of the summer here in Georgia.
And it will only get worse as we progress.
Comes the 0-2. Sends that foul. Grivey's all over whatever Racine is throwing here. Seems got his timing down. Comes with another 0-2. Breaking ball misses outside. always something going on here at LakePoint Sports. We also have the Georgia high school team camps. Got the girls edition this weekend, so there's going to be a number of high-level girls basketball players over at the Champion Center. If you're so inclined to go over and watch some girls hoops, you can come over here and do that. And the next 2 weekends, we'll have the boys camps. And there's a ton of college recruiters that will be coming down through there. It's now a live period for basketball recruiting. Racine misses that on the outside.
It's always something happening here, whether it's baseball, basketball, volleyball. It seems like the parking lot is always full no matter what time it is.
That's right. You know you're a hoops head. Do you try to get over to those at all, dribble or foul?
The bigger basketball ones, I will find my way across. I'll find a way to go pick up a package or something. I'm like, we'll hang out here for 15 minutes to kind of take a breather. But yeah, any chance I get, I try to get over there as quick as I can. Take a breath from baseball.
That's right. Counts full, sends that foul. Demoralized by the NBA Finals because it's been kind of boring.
Yeah, I mean, the Celtics are kind of seem inevitable all year. And then, get Porzingis back and, what he's able to do, both stretching the floor on offense and, playing, being a rim protector. Like they're loaded and will be loaded, it seems, for a while to come.
Grivey goes down on strikes after a long AB there. Logan Racine finally gets him down. I feel like Jaylen Brown's going to be the first. I'm trying to remember the last Metro Georgia product to win an NBA championship. Has to have been a while.
Not at the level Jaylen Brown is, but where's Contavious Caldwell Pope from? Is he from?
He went to Georgia, but I don't know if he's from the Metro Atlanta area. We're gonna hit Google and figure this out. They already know I can't spell Contavious, so that's always helpful. So Contavious Caldwell Pope went to. It's from Greenville, Georgia. So technically a 2-time NBA champion, but
not at Jaylen Brown's.
Not an all-star level.
Yeah. Because he was the only one that popped straight into my mind. Because I
don't think Lou Williams ever won an NBA championship, did he?
I don't think so. I think he was always trying to.
Flies out for the second out. So down goes Colin Long, and here comes Chris Lewis, the shortstop. Mentions Lewis's credentials as the lone ranked player on this Canes, Indiana team out of Batesville High School, 23rd ranked shortstop in Indiana, number 157 overall in 2024. Dribbles that one up the short, gathers, throws on the run. Nice throw, but that's going wide. Chris Lewis is going to find himself at first. Nearly a great effort there at shortstop. Looked like Ashton Abbas had that one locked in, but unable to make the throw as Lewis was speeding down the first baseline, and he's going to be on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first and give way to Nicholas Hewlin.
So, seen a lot of hard hit balls here from the Canes in the top half of this inning. Some have been foul, and then obviously the line out to right field, and of course, kind of talked about it during the MPI championship. The 59.1 is the one that notches you a base runner with 2 outs.
Yeah. Already been a long first inning here for Logan Racine. Sends that one down the right field line. On the run, Nicholas Hewlin's on his way into second base. Lewis is on the way into second base.
Good piece of hitting there. Stayed on that ball and drove it down the right field line. Was able to just barely keep it fair to get a stand-up double here. Runners at second and third as we still have 2 outs. So have to work out of one here if you're Racine.
There's Calvin Dean. Nice job by Nicholas Hewlin there, putting the ball in play and getting on the run. And he's going to have Chris Lewis at third, inching closer to the first run of the game for Kansas, Indiana here with 2 down in the top of the first. It's going to give way to Calvin Dean. Calvin Dean from Owen Valley High School in Indiana. 5'10", 172-pounder.
So I'm kind of dropped down to that low 3/4 slot there. Still a fastball on the outside corner.
Comes the 0-1. Misses outside, gets away from Crow, but he holds on to it.
It's interesting to see him kind of throw the breaking ball from the normal, kind of the normal arm slot, but goes to the fastball with a low 3/4, almost sidearm action. It's usually, if you're going to do, the breaking ball would come from that little low 3/4.
Goes inside right in his hands. Yeah, it's definitely a weird angle. Almost comes down to his knee. We're seeing with the 2-1. Flicks that one to second. Gathers, throws in time. Canes, Indiana going to strand 2. We're through a half an inning here. You're watching the Prep Baseball Classic from LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the
Get our first look at the Roadrunners at the plate here as we continue in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic. Cory McCartney along with Avery Hunt from Prep Baseball Georgia, Ashton Abbas, Tyler Griggs, and Noah Sanders going to lead things off for Roadrunners. We'll be facing Jackson Kerr on the mound for Canes, Indiana. Kerr from Brownsburg High School in Indiana, fastball up into the 80s. Got a curveball and change as well. Comes in at 5'9", 180 pounds. I feel like the smart people are the ones back there positioned right in front of that big fan.
Absolutely. You don't get wet, and you also get a good breeze blowing on you, which I think is the right move.
That's right. Throw down. Mentioned Kerr is on the mound. Behind him, we're going to have Ty Nicholson at catcher, J.P. Roselli playing first, Caleb Grivey at second base. Playing third is Nicholas Hewlin. Chris Lewis is the shortstop. In left field is Austin Van Vels. Going to have Calvin Dean in center and Colin Long in right. Here's Ashton Abbas. Abbas sends that foul. Abbas from Cambridge High School. Playing in his 6th prep baseball event. This is glove side.
So good shape on that breaking ball there. Just needs to start it a little bit closer to the right-handed hitter, kind of give it a chance to get in the zone.
He comes with the 1-1. He's out of his shoes on that swing. Kerr coming back with the 1-2.
Spike the fastball there. Interesting to see what he's going to go to here in this 2-2 count.
Kerr delivers, spikes that one. Nicholson watches that one kind of get behind him. Comes a payoff pitch from Kerr. Abbas skies that one. Go out of play.
Both leadoff hitters for both teams here have
Just working counts.
went to a 3-2 count. Let's see how long this one draws out.
Another payoff pitch. Leadoff walk to Ashton Abbas. Here comes Tyler Griggs. Griggs from Roswell, 5'8", 155-pound righty, and playing in his 7th prep baseball event. And Noah Sanders now in the on-deck circle. Dribbler, second, gathers, throws the short, back to first, in time for the double play. Nice job there by Canes, Indiana, flashing the gloves.
Taylor made 2 ball there. Nice 2-hopper to second. Good feed to the shortstop coming across the bag, and you know it's pretty easy turn. So they'll take that any day of the week after following that leadoff walk.
Yeah, they may not get better opportunities than that at practice when the coach is hitting the fungo to you.
Field it right at the belt, flip it, and let the shortstop come across and let it eat.
This is Wesleyan's Noah Sanders. Watch that miss for a ball. Noah 6'1", 170. Another miss, makes it 2-0. Skies that one. First base says he's got it, and he does. Quick inning for Canes, Indiana. We're through 1 in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic. Stick around. We'll have much more from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
It's the second inning, our game of the day here from LakePoint Sports, the Prep Baseball Classic. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt with you. Canes, Indiana taking on Georgia Roadrunners in 17U action. Going to continue here and see is Landon Comer. No, this is going to be J.P. Rosselli. Fix that one to down the line. Headed on to second. Oh, he's on his way, booking into second base. Gonna have a, gonna get him at the back, trying to stretch it out. Maybe a little bit of hesitation there around first base, cost him. It's caught a second, so gonna be quickly down 1 here on the top of the second.
A good piece of hitting there. Came out, jumped on a first pitch breaking ball, but that stutter step rounding first just maybe cost him that, half a step that the thrower was able to beat him at second base. So good relay there from the outfield.
Shoots that one in the center. Going to be in for a base hit.
Seen these Canes bats come out early this inning, kind of looking to attack early in the count. Two really good pieces of hitting. Obviously, one was cut down trying to stretch the single to the double, but, you know, back-to-back really good swings here.
This is Ryder Knox. Now got Griffin Matricia, the DH, standing at first base. It was Ty Nicholson that got caught trying to stretch that into a double.
Another first pitch swing there on a fastball as he fouls it straight back.
Knox from Greenwood Christian Academy, 6 foot 165, throws back over to keep Matricia at bay. Runner's taken off. Ball nearly beat the runner to the bag. I don't see that often. That almost looked like a wide receiver running into a lane to catch that ball.
It's a really good throw, just a little bit of miscommunication on who was covering there. So, like the second baseman was just a hair late getting over there. So the throw ricocheted off his glove and ended up in shallow center. But the runner was able to stay there after swiping a bag.
The 0-2. That one bounces away. Runner's taken off again on his way into third. So Matricia going to be standing at third base, and Ryder Knox has got himself an opportunity here. Dribbler short, gathers, throws on the run, and I don't know where that first out came from, but all of a sudden we had 2 on the board. Now we got 3. Went through another half an inning. Canes, Indiana, and Roadrunners are scoreless. Stick around. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty.
Marching on here in the bottom of the second inning in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic. Audi Marietta Field here at LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt with you. Canes, Indiana taking on Roadrunners in 17U action. Now at the plate for Roadrunners, we will have Hayden Pierce. He's going to be followed by Landon Comer and pitcher Logan Racine. We already got a pitching change on the mound. No, that's still going to be Jackson Kerr. I think we had a little bit of a confusion on our scoreboard. Had somebody else pitching for Canes, Indiana, but that's still Jackson Kerr. See how Kerr starts off against Pierce. Sends that foul. Hayden Pierce from Cambridge High School, playing in his 13th prep baseball event. Hayden, we thank you for your patronage.
It's a lot of events.
There's a lot of events. Hayden with the dribbler, third up, drops it, gathers, throws, not in time. Costly miscue there as that one fell to the ground out of his glove. So going to be a leadoff single for Hayden Pierce. Now be Landon Comer. Comer from King Ridge Christian. King Ridge Christian going to be a factor, no doubt, here in Georgia this next season. Chip Glogorski, who we see here quite a bit for Georgia Jackets, one of their guys. 0-2 sends that foul. Landon, by the way, was just at upper class top prospect game this last week.
They also have Lee Holt, the former junior future gamer, catcher, pitcher, first baseman on that team, and they had a pretty good run this year in the playoffs.
They did.
Be interesting to see how that young group kind of matures and see how far they were able to advance in the playoffs in the coming years.
Kerr with a slingshot of a move over to first. Yeah, that upper class top prospect games, I mentioned the work of Hudson Graham and Ian Smith and these showcases that they run, but man, it's incredible the way they just roll from scouting an event and just go straight into that to putting on these high-level showcases. But they had a lot of kids that were out here these last couple of weeks for those top prospect games.
Absolutely. I was talking to those guys early this week, and they were talking about, you know, some of the biggest numbers they've ever had at these events. So those guys keep doing a great job.
Great play at first base, gloving it, throws, and nearly takes out the runner. The slide tackle at first after getting to the bag. J.P. Roselli at first base. I wonder if he's ever played safety before, because, man, he just got the guy in the open field with the slide tackle.
Made a good play on a bouncing ball to first and became a race to the bag, and he hit the old FIFA slide into first.
That's right.
Got a piece of the bag, the runner. And
I said football but not football because I didn't see the runner fainting there like he had just gotten run over by a car. So he just jumped back up. So this is equating to American football.
Yeah, they didn't have to bring out the stretcher to
That's
grab him
right.
because somebody touched his ankle.
That's right. This is the posing pitcher, Logan Racine. That's in for a strike. We're seeing Alpharetta 2024. Sends that one into center field. Drops in for a base hit. Runner's not going to advance home. An opportunity there to test the arm, but they don't do it, so Roadrunners are going to have him at the corners here with one down in the bottom of the second.
Got jammed a little bit there, was strong enough to be able to kind of muscle that ball into center field. Like you said, was an opportunity there to kind of test it, but obviously with only one out, a lot of different ways you can try and score that run from third.
Danny Edgington going to be the guy to try to do it here. 6 foot, 137 pounder from Johns Creek. The guy who didn't get the memo on the uniform today. Let's see if he comes through. I coached long enough to know that's bound to happen every event. Runner's taking off for second, cuts it off. Somebody always misses the memo.
My toughest thing as a player, and if my father is listening to this on Father's Day weekend, he will get a good laugh of never had a belt, ever. Didn't matter where we were going. Didn't matter what color my team was. Never had a belt, ever. Had a lot of really fun car rides after forgetting the belt for like the 9th time.
Swing and a miss makes it 0-2. I can't tell you how many times my kid would leave his cleats at home. Get to the field and he's in slides.
No cleats, no shoes, no tennis shoes, nothing.
That's right. Said you can't play in slides. So luckily not too far from home when that has happened. So gets him on strikes. So Kerr gets Danny Edgington. Here comes catcher Levi Crow.
Really good job of pitching there. Second, third, with one out. Kind of needed to get a big strikeout or a soft pop-up. Was able to kind of command the zone with a fastball there and get the looking strike 3.
Jackson Kerr working his way out of trouble so far. He's got 2 down against Crow. Bounces in front of his catcher. Nicholson able to keep him at bay. Crow going to step out. Swing and a miss.
Challenged him with a fastball there, was able to get it by him up and in.
Kerr coming up big in this moment. Brownsburg 2025 got Crow 1-1 here with 2 on and 2 down. Another swing, another miss. See if he goes with a breaking ball here in a 1-2 count with 2 down, and Crow looking to make something happen. Able to flick that off, stay alive.
And back to the fastball, was able to just get a piece of that one to stay alive here with 2 strikes.
After Crow, we got Chandler Benson, the number 9 hitter, and then it's back to the top of the order for Roadrunners if they can get this inning to extend, but Levi Crow got a 1-2 count. Checks his swing, did not go. Kerr gathers, throws. Another swing, another miss. Nice job by Jackson Kerr working his way out of a jam there. And a couple strikeouts to leave 2 runners stranded for the Roadrunners. We are scoreless through 2 innings. You're watching the Prep Baseball Classic from LakePoint Sports.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports, the 3rd inning in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic. Canes in Indiana against Roadrunners. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball, Georgia's Avery Hunt with you. Austin Van Velst, the number 10 hitter, going to lead things off for Canes, Indiana. And then it's back to the top of the order, and Caleb Grivey and Colin Long. Continue with Logan Racine on the mound for Roadrunners. Canes, Indiana already have 4 hits to just 1 for the Roadrunners, but nothing to show for it as here in the top of the 3rd. Crow throws down second. Get things started.
We were talking a little bit about the weather early on, and I think the temperature is going to be up to 96 tomorrow, so
Yikes.
that'll be nice and warm for everybody. So if you're coming out of the ballpark, bring a fan or find air condition as much as you can.
Yeah. By the way, if you are here, apparently that we've got some really cool stuff brewing over at our concession stands now. Apparently now we have fajita bowls, chicken nachos, and chicken quesadillas.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So we're going Tex-Mex here at LakePoint Sports, and we're about to eat into those Chipotle profits and do it right. So I'm going to be interested to give that a shot. I love a fajita bowl, so I'm be interested to see what that's like.
I'm all in on that. A little bit of a healthier option too. Go with a fajita bowl.
That's right. And this is to make it 3-1. Yeah, I haven't seen all the toppings yet. I want to get over there and check it out. I guess they've got queso on that. Really, I don't eat cheese. That's all. Right back to Racine throws it over to first, but I'm sure they're going to do a big business over there. I really want them to set up the window like you're at Chipotle, though, and you go down and tell them everything you want. Yeah, just pick as you go. That'll be next level if we can get that going.
Gotta start teaching people how to roll burritos and stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not much on the cheese side of things either. Really, dairy products, I'm kind of out on those. So
Swing and a miss, maybe the only two people in any broadcast anywhere that stay away from dairy, but it's the 0-2. Oh, man, what a great pitch from Logan Racine. We haven't seen that very much.
yeah, it's been a lot of, kind of that low three-quarter slot fastball, and when he's thrown that, he's kind of left it a little bit short of the plate, a lot of 58-footers, but was able to land that one for a strike and an 0-1 count. So if he can kind of start mixing that pitch in, kind of changing the eye level a little bit, it'll be interesting to see here moving forward.
Comes the 0-2. Goes right back to it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He's got an interesting release point on it, too.
He went a little bit. He went kind of where we're seeing him throw the fastball from. Went to the little three-quarter slot there with almost more of a slider than a true curveball. So
yeah, he does that with consistency. That's going to be all kinds of trouble because it's already a weird angle, and then you're adding in something that looks the same that has some break to it. I mean, he's gonna be causing these Canes, Indiana batters fits.
Know a guy that pitched at Mercer for 4 years, and he was 6'4" or 5" and threw from down there. And he told me, he said, "Yeah, I don't even have to look in for a sign. I just know I'm throwing slider, and then I'm going to throw another slider, and then another slider, or I guess as we're calling it these days, the sweeper, as
That's
they're being
right.
classified at the big league level."
That makes it 3-0. He's now got Colin Long, who's 0 for 1. That's in for a strike. He's back to 3-1. Sends that one foul. That last pitch, 82 miles an hour, had almost 2,300 spin on it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's a lot of movement happening.
That's a lot of movement at 83 miles an hour. You don't normally see that much movement on a fastball until you're talking about something closer to the 90s. Swing and a miss. Logan Racine gets him down on strikes. Really nice job pitching there for him for a scoreless inning for Canes, Indiana. We'll be back with more. You're watching the Prep Baseball Classic.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere? And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women. We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
We are back here at LakePoint Sports, our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Class between Canes, Indiana, and Roadrunners. We're scoreless here in the bottom of the third inning. Kerr continues on the mound. Jackson Kerr for Canes, Indiana.
Quickly gets ahead 0-2 to start the inning.
Thomas Daniel, new face into the lineup here for Roadrunners. Daniel 6'2", another King Ridge Christian. Comes in at 6'2", 190, playing in his 5th prep baseball event. Comes the 0-2 from Kerr, who just was absolutely locked down in the last half an innings. That one misses glove side. A couple strikeouts to strand 2 Roadrunner runners. Roadrunner. Maybe I should just call them Roadrunners. That's what they are. They're just they're Roadrunners.
Yep.
So 1-2.
We were talking last inning about the new concession stand options, and it looks like I just saw Caleb Stacy, who does some of our tournament operation stuff, walking by what looked like 2 quesadillas.
Nice. All right, we're going to have to, if you see him and come back through, we'll get him to come on and give us a review. Well, dribbler first says he's got it, and he does.
A little bit easier of a put out there than the last one we saw.
JP Roselli, I think he just flinched towards him like he was going to, juked like he was going to go trip him. This is Chandler Benson. Mentioned the catchers on this Roadrunner team that are ranked in the state of Georgia. Chandler Benson, the 32nd ranked catcher in Georgia, 246 overall in the class. Goes to Fusion Academy High School in Georgia.
You can hand me a map, and I'm not sure I can point out where that one is. Not familiar with the Fusion baseball or the Fusion Academy.
Apparently Fusion Academy is a private school that allows athletes and actors and whatnot to kind of set their own courses. And I think if you're somebody who's wanting to play a lot of baseball, it might be the kind of school that you can play a lot of travel baseball and still get your schooling in. Swing and a miss, makes it 2-2.
I did not know that was a thing, but you learn new things every day. So
yeah, Grayson Rosen, who's going to be joining us a little bit, actually did the legwork on that. There's one in Alpharetta, one in Buckhead.
Nice.
It's a private middle and high school where education is personalized for each student. They have 54 campuses nationwide.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So this half an inning is brought to you by Fusion Academy.
No free ads.
That's right. Get a full count here to Benson. Roadrunners have 1 hit so far, looking for their 2nd one here in the bottom of the 3rd, and the full count to Chandler Benson. Going to draw a 1-out walk. We are back to the top of the order, and Ashton Abbas. I'm curious, though, we were trying to figure out where Chandler Benson plays his ball during the high school season. I mean, obviously, you can stay travel if you want to and find opportunities to play, but I'm sure he's got to latch on to some high school team during the season.
Could see him doing that, or maybe like the academy route, where we see a lot of guys, kind of homeschool guys, kind of go that academy route as well.
Doubled him up at first. JP Roselli holds the bag. Nice job in right field. Some fantastic work there from Colin Long, making the catch and thrown over to JP Roselli to get the double play. Strong defense from Canes, Indiana. We are still scoreless in the Prep Baseball Classic.
Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
I thought it was edgy good. Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Canes, Indiana, and Roadrunners in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic. Grayson Rosen stepping in here for Avery Hunt as we roll along in the top of the 4th inning. We're all scoreless in this matchup. It's like we are going to continue on the mound with Logan Racine. He's now got Chris Lewis, followed by Nicholas Hewlin and Calvin Dean.
Definitely been a pitcher's duel up to this point.
Yeah, it's been a really well-pitched game, and I think you had to be really impressed with what Jackson Kerr did, getting himself out of trouble and stranding runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 3rd inning, or the 2nd inning, and then you had Logan Racine just dial it up his last time out there and seems to have found the touch on that secondary pitch for him, and he's all of a sudden become a handful. So this is looking like it could end up being a pitcher's duel all the way, and we'll see how long these two are able to move along here. It's just the 46th pitch for Racine here in this outing.
Yeah, he came back pretty well after giving up those 4 hits in the first 2 innings. Now looking a lot better, like you pointed out. Came out really well in the 3rd, and hopefully we'll see a good another 4th out of him. Starts off the inning, though, with a walk.
So a walk to Chris Lewis, and here's Nicholas Hewlin. Hewlin's 1 for 1. He's got one of the 4 hits for Canes, Indiana. Saw the cars in the background there at the Champion Center for the GBCA girls camp. The live recruiting period, so a lot of high-level players over there and a who's who of coaches looking to do some recruiting here in the middle of June. Nice move over from Racine. I've really been impressed with both these arms so far.
Yeah, very interesting release here for Racine. You see him throwing it like that across the diamond as well. So interesting arm angle, makes it really hard to read out of the hand, gets him a lot of arm side movement, moving down out of the zone. So super interesting pitching style that you don't see too often for these guys.
See the back pick move there from Crow. Yeah, I'm still blown away that we saw a pitch into the 80s from him that had almost 2,300 spin on it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And his catcher behind the plate is a fantastic catcher as well. I'm sure you've mentioned that he's ranked in the state. That's a great. Doesn't get him at 2nd.
Gets neither play. Ball hit at 59 miles an hour. You know, and I think in that situation at short, maybe you want to see a guy try to make a charge on a ball, but I think he thought he was going to be able to start the double play, but unable to. So we're going to have runners at 1st and 2nd, and here comes Calvin Dean.
Yeah, what I wanted to mention about Levi Crow behind the plate, his max pop time on prep baseball, a 2.02, which matches the average of Padres catcher Kyle Higashioka.
Levi's been playing at a high level for a long time as part of this Roadrunners Academy team. Makes it 1-0 as he's now facing off against Dean. Lewis looking antsy there at 2nd base. That's in for a strike.
Such a hard pitch to read when you see it come out of his hands.
Yeah, it really is. He's back with his like pseudo slider at 74. Definitely getting a lot of torque. All right, the count's now 1-2 to Dean. He's 0 for 1. Got 2 on now for Canes, Indiana. Going to get on the board. When this is in, he leans into that a bit. I think he was all too willing to wear that at 61 miles an hour.
Yeah. You don't get to see that often here in 17U.
Coming back with a 2-2. Jumps on that one, sends it into right field on the run. Makes the catch. Runner's tagging from 2nd on his way into 3rd. Does a job as Canes, Indiana, 90 feet closer to their first run.
I think Roadrunners can be happy with that one. You still got the double play in effect here with that runner staying at 1st, so You can be happy that your guy made the catch in the outfield, and you'll be just fine with that guy at third. Just got to keep seeing consistent pitch and hitting the glove for Racine.
J.P. Rosselli, 6 foot, 200 pounds from Macaulay High School. J.P. playing first base today, but he also catches. Makes a heck of a slide tackle, as we saw earlier at first. That one gets away. Crow throws it. Runner catches it off. Throws home. Wild throw. So here comes one run for Canes, Indiana on some wild throws around the bag.
Just a little unfortunate. It seemed like he just kind of lost it on that throw down to second and allowed that runner on third to get some time to get down home, and then you kind of missed that bounce off the turf there.
Yeah, I feel like those were those moments that everything seems like it's moving in slow motion if you're Roadrunners. It's like you know where everyone's supposed to be, but the ball's not getting there in time, and you can't do anything about it, and Canes, Indiana have a 1-0 lead.
And that could prove pivotal. Like we've talked about this inning, is like this has been a pitcher's duel up to this point. They're not allowing a lot of contact, and when they are, they've been getting outs. So we'll see if that one run can prove to be enough.
Roselli watches that in for a strike. I feel like you can see some big exit velos from Roselli. He's got that look to him. Rips that one at 81. That's going to short. Gathers, throws in time for the out. But another run crosses the plate for Canes, Indiana. They've got a 2-0 lead here on the sacrifice ground out from J.P. Roselli. And he's going to give way to Ty Nicholson.
I think the biggest thing here for Racine is just realize that you've cleaned your slate now. Yes, you gave up the 2 runs, but it's more important about getting into the dugout now.
Nicholson sends that foul. Last time he was up against Racine, he ended up getting cost at second. I think he hesitated on the move there out of first and ends up getting caught at second base trying to stretch it into a 2-bagger, but a chance to try to do something else here with his team up 2-0 in the top of the 4th. Oh, 2 count. Just gets enough of that to stay alive.
That's a real enticing pitch to swing out when it's coming in at 66. I don't blame him for trying to get the bat on that one.
One thing you say about Racine, that arm angle, every pitch is coming out of the same slot. So when you've got the fastball, a changeup, and then that breaking ball of his, and they all are coming out at the same spot, it's got to be almost chaos if you're at the plate and trying to figure out exactly what he's throwing at you.
Yeah, this is a nightmare matchup for a power hitter.
Comes a 2-2. Gets him on the drop third. Crow throws. Inning's over, but Canes, Indiana lead 2-0 as we move along in the Prep Baseball Classic. Stick around. We'll have plenty more from LakePoint Sports.
Just burgers? It's just boring. Get your sausage on and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
It's been a start to an exciting matchup here in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic, but excitement is not all we are searching for this summer at LakePoint Sports. We've partnered with Johnsonville to highlight positive actions, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts associated with all the various youth sports that we love. Any and everyone's encouraged to share these moments, so whether you're the one that spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there is something in it for everyone, and Johnsonville just might reward you for your behavior and or participation. So use the QR code for more information on how you can make a submission, or head on over to LakePointSports.com or any of our social media channels to access the submission form. We continue here in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic. We have a 2-0 lead now for Canes, Indiana over Roadrunners. We saw some misfortune there, some throwing the ball around for Roadrunners that results in 1 run for Canes, Indiana. Then they come back with getting another off of a sacrifice ground out. So a 2-0 lead. We've seen some great pitching so far on both sides of the ball. Jonathan Kerr now got a chance to go out and be locked down after a big inning for his team. 2 runs right now feels like 6, 7, 8 runs. So we're going to see how Roadrunners, who have just 1 hit so far in this matchup, how they respond.
Yeah, hopefully we can see them kind of bounce back here. Obviously, try and help out your pitcher. He gave you so much good work.
That's right.
Obviously, a couple things happen, and truly not even entirely his fault there down, getting that at least the first run across. So try and help out your pitcher. Go out there, put the bat on the ball. Don't really worry about scoring the runs now. Just kind of work on getting through this pitcher because obviously he's having himself quite a game as well. So I think for Roadrunners, it's really just about trying to have a bounce back here and helping out your starting pitcher.
All right, again, a 2-0 lead for Canes, Indiana as we roll along in this game of the day. Jonathan Kerr continues on the mound. Now batting for Roadrunners is going to be Tyler Griggs. Griggs going to be followed by Noah Sanders and Hayden Pierce. Griggs shows bunt. Never liked that, to show bunt and just watch it in for a strike, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of trying to scare your pitcher there to start the inning.
Well, now he's got himself 0-2.
Not liking the high stuff, it looks like, hoping that that Kerr will come in with something low.
He's got him in the palm of his hand here with an 0-2 count to lead off the 4th. Tries to go inside, misses. Somebody else trying to position themselves over there by the fan. It's a hot commodity along with that misting body armor tent. Another miss.
Looks like Kerr maybe trying to work him off the plate, try and go back to that outside corner again, try and get him a little bit further away, get a little bit harder deal getting the bat on the ball there.
See what he's got in store here on the 2-2. Dribbler to second, throws to first. Rosselli's got it for the out. Job by Caleb Greavy there for the first out. And here we're going to turn it over to Noah Sanders. Sanders 0 for 1.
I think with that first at bat, we can already notice a little bit of a approach change here for Roadrunners. Griggs really let the ball get to him. That whole at bat, you saw 2 strikes, and then he saw 2 balls, and then sends one, gave it a good barrel, just didn't quite get through the infield.
Misses the Sanders glove side to start things off. Noah Sanders from Wesleyan. Jumps all over that one near 90 exit velo. That's on the run in left field. It's going to be over top of his head.
Is that a ground rule double?
It looked like it got over top of the wall. So a ground rule double for Noah Sanders to get things going. The second hit of the day for the Roadrunners, and that could prove to be a big one with 1 down here in the 4th.
Yeah, that's big. That is probably the hardest hit ball of the game there, at least to make a hit and get a ground rule double. Obviously, you wish you had a little bit more on that one to get it over the wall, but I'm sure Roadrunners are happy with what they've got. A runner on second, only 1 out, and you bring up a lefty to face the righty. Yeah,
he had the left fielder on the run. Looked like it was going to be trouble and ends up going over the wall for a ground rule double. Now he's got Hayden Pierce. Pierce from Cambridge High School. Try to cash in with Noah Sanders at second base. Sanders taking off for third. So the wild pitch moves him 90 feet closer to the first run for Roadrunners.
Looks like Sanders being a little disruptive on the base paths here. We saw him kind of with some antics there while he was getting the lead off at second. Maybe threw the pitcher off a little bit, and now he finds himself at third base, getting 90 feet closer.
Yeah, some hand mannerisms and all kinds of fun stuff over there. He's now at third. Sends that one to first. Rosselli throws back. They're going to have him in run down. Nope. Catcher going to smartly hold on to that. Ty Nicholson does and get it back to his pitcher.
Once again, heads up base running right there from Sanders at third.
Yep. Yeah, some smart defensive play there from Canes, Indiana, not biting on the bait, just getting it back to the pitcher and just living with the fact that you're going to have him at the corners with 1 down.
Still got a double play in effect as well, so maybe it ends up helping you more than it hurts.
King Ridge Christian's Landon Comer See if he can cash in with a runner at third and another at first. Assume we're going to have a runner at second and third. That didn't take off. It's the 1-0 from Kerr. Swing and a miss. Blues trying to catch a breather back there.
I don't blame them. It's
hot day for them, yeah. Makes you wonder, why do they wear black?
Yeah.
I've always wondered that, you know. You think you want a lighter color. Cuts it off. Saw this play out earlier. This time, it almost looked like he went way outside and missed the bag, but he did get it. We saw that exact same thing happen for Roadrunners. They were unable to execute. Now we see it there. They had the ball at the plate in time, but Nicholson unable to make the tag, and Noah Sanders comes through with the first run for Roadrunners.
Yeah, it almost looked like Nicholson set up a little bit too far ahead of the plate, wasn't able to fully reach back, and he went wide like he should have, sliding head first there into home. So that's a great job once again by Sanders on the base paths.
Yeah, big time plays for Noah Sanders there. Comes through with the ground rule double, moves 90 feet on a wild pitch, and ends up scoring. We've got a 2-1 ball game here in the bottom of the fourth. It really was hard to tell when he ran around the bag if he actually touched it. So
yeah, it was close. This is the point right here where Roadrunners takes advantage of momentum. You've got a run on the board now. You're kind of shaking this pitcher. You can tell from the control. You got a 3-1 count here. Maybe get yourself on base.
Kerr misses inside. So we have another base runner. Feels like 45 pitches in. Things are looking a little shaky for Jackson Kerr.
Seem to have a wasp in the studio.
Yeah, those are our additional tenants as that one makes its way outside. If anyone from a pest control company, Aero Exterminators, happens to be listening or does business with us here at LakePoint Sports, we could use some assistance.
Gladly. Probably just getting out of the sun. I don't blame the wasp for that either.
That's right. So here's opposing pitcher Logan Racine.
A long talking to. Doesn't look like he's going to leave the game, though.
Yeah, I mean, you've run into a couple batters, right? It seemed like the ground rule double kind of, and then the antics of Sanders maybe got to Kerr a little bit, but he's by and large pitched a great game to this point. So see if he can get you through this one, maybe another inning. He's got Racine, who's already got one of the 2 hits for Roadrunners.
Maybe could help himself out. Get some run support for himself right here. Big hit.
Canes, Indiana have out-hit Roadrunners 5-2 to this point. This is inside. Kerr comes back with the 1-0. Another miss. Another walk here could bring his day that much closer to being over.
Yeah, we've definitely seen the controls start to falter once he's given up that run. Maybe it's just in the back of his head, but right now he's pitching for his life.
And now 3-0. Thrown 4 straight balls. We saw the Queen Wasp has just entered the studio. That thing is massive. Comes to 3-0.
It is. Way to work the walk there. Bases loaded now with 1 out.
5 straight balls. And now here's Danny Edgington. Danny missing again. The uniform note got a chance to really deliver here and make everybody forget the fact that he's wearing blue while everyone else is wearing white.
Yeah, #1 player in Georgia for 2026, Keon Johnson, would not be happy.
That's right. Yeah, if you saw our mic'd up with Keon Johnson, he said one of his biggest baseball icks is somebody wearing different colored uniform than everyone else. His #1 though is when a catcher tries to talk to him when he's at the plate. Edgington swing and a miss. He struck out in his last AB. If you haven't seen any of our mic'd up series, a lot of them have been really, really strong. Jin Kasua, the South Carolina commit from Divine Baseball, just had one. Not quite sure what's going on here. Maybe a few words with Edgington with one strike on him. Here he comes. Continue the AB.
This Wasp is begging for airtime.
Yeah,
there he goes, crossing the camera.
There you go. Trying to get a shameless plug in here. Quite sure why they're so attracted to our studio, but
they just love this game. They love this commentary.
I guess they do. Either that or they've gotten an issue and they want to resolve it in real time.
Maybe they want us to keep it down.
That's right. Edgington, another swing, another miss. Big pitch here for Roadrunners, or this could turn into a situation where they're not going to get the opportunity to cash in if they can put the ball in play. So I got the sacrifice on the board here. They can make something happen. Gets him for strike 3 looking. Jonathan Kerr responds.
That's
now
a situation you don't want to go down looking in. With bases loaded and only one out, you really don't want to go down looking on an 0-2 count.
So from Danny Edgington to Levi Crow.
Seems like the words the coach had for Kerr here on the mound have really helped him out, found his spot here on the mound now.
And this is the Crow to start off. Look, he got out of one jam. He struck out 2 batters to end up stranding runners at second and third. He's now got the bases loaded. If he's able to do so again here, this feels like big-time territory. As Crow gets him to pop up on the run, third base has got it. He does exactly that, induces the pop-up. Roadrunners leave him juiced to end the 4th inning. 2-1 lead for Canes, Indiana as we move along in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Rolling along into the 5th inning in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic. A 2-1 lead for Canes, Indiana over Roadrunners. Cory McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you. Griffin Matricia going to lead things off for Canes, followed by Ryder Knox and Austin Van Vels. Logan Racine still on the mound for Roadrunners in this one. He's 63 pitches in.
And this is a big spot for him here in the top of the 5th. You really got to hold yourself. You know, you had a lot of momentum there. You got to run on the board. You haven't quite tied the game back up. But for Roadrunners here, you're still alive. You still are definitely in this game. So pitch yourself and just play yourself into this game.
We do have a pitching change, by the way. This is Aiden Ray from Denmark. Aiden, the 19th ranked catcher in Georgia. I mentioned all the ranked catchers on this Roadrunners squad. He's got a fastball, by the way, inching into the upper 80s. Also works a changeup 76 to 79. Got a curveball 66 to 74, as well as a slider in the 66 to 70 range. Playing in his 13th prep baseball event at Denmark 2025. He will again be facing Griffin Matricia, Ryder Knox, and Austin Van Vels. Throw down from Crow. Five hits for Canes, Indiana so far to just 2 for Roadrunners, but we've got a 2-1 game here in the top of the 5th. Matricia from Beech Grove High School, 6'2", 155. That's in for a strike. Sends that one over top of the second baseman's head. Nope.
Wow,
made
what
a
a
catch.
catch.
What a fantastic catch at second base. Man, on the run and leaping into the air to make that catch. So what a great job there from second base, Danny Edgington. That's not Danny Edgington. He actually has been replaced.
Wow, that is a very, very difficult catch to make.
Yeah, I believe that was Ashton Abbas had been moved over to second base, number 3. Ashton Abbas with a fantastic play, making more noise than this wasp is flying around our head in the studio. So Ashton Abbas with potentially the play of the game there.
That's big. Saving base runners, letting your pitcher continue working with nobody on.
So now he's got Ryder Knox, the extra hitter.
And for Canes here, this is a totally different look than what you've been seeing. We talked a lot about Racine's arm angle. It's a big
That
difference
thing's close
here.
now.
Yeah.
You got to see it on in live.
Not happy with
Man,
us,
wow.
but you got to see Racine with that totally different arm angle. This time with Ray, he's coming straight over the top, kind of hiding his pitch grip behind his head when he's coming through. Super hard to read as well.
Ray's got a 3-0 count as he's facing off against Knox.
Pumping the heat, though. We saw a fastball up near 85.
Swing and a miss on the breaking ball.
Definitely slowed it down there. 69.7 on that one.
Comes back with the 3-1. Another breaking ball, sends that foul.
Works back to a full count here. Let's see what Ray's got for him. Seems like he's a little more comfortable with the breaking ball at the moment.
Swing and a miss. Ray gets him down on strikes. Knox goes down swinging, and here comes Austin Van Vels with 2 outs.
Brings the heat on that one. Totally changes up his speeds after 2 straight breaking balls.
Hadn't seen Aiden Ray on the mound before, but man, Denmark's really got some nice pieces. As you look at their future here in the GHSA world. Gino Goralski, who we see here quite a bit, is a Denmark product. Stephen Clark, they actually just had him on his way to Emmanuel College.
Yeah, Gino will be here next week with that Georgia Jackets team for the 16U National Championship.
Yeah, I would anticipate those guys looking to make some noise in that event. Missed to make it 2-0 to Van Vels. Van Vels from Southport High School in Indiana. 6'8", 165-pounder. Nice breaking ball, but shies away from that. He's got a 3-0 count.
See what he can do. He's worked back a strikeout from one of these already this inning. Off to a good start.
Should he get on, it's back to the top of the order, and Caleb Grivey. (3-1). Gives him the strike in the outside corner.
That's a tough one to pass on, too.
Yep.
But with a 3-1 count, I respect him pulling back, but that was a close one for sure.
Count's full, and here comes the payoff pitch from Ray. Dribbler. What a fantastic play from Ray.
And a
Gloves
great
it
inning.
himself. Yeah, man, throws it back to first to get out of the inning. Nice job by Ray coming in and flashing the leather along with the arm on the mound. Continue here from LakePoint Sports. 2-1 lead for Kansas, Indiana, in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic.
Where is it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty Mike.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. This is our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic. Jonathan Kerr continue on the mound for Canes, Indiana. His team has a 2-1 lead over Roadrunners. Cory McCartney along with Grayson Rosen with you. Kerr's pitched 3 innings so far. Has allowed a couple hits, 1 run, struck out 3 with 3 walks.
Yeah, let's see if Kerr can keep it going. A little bit of a longer inning that he had to deal with this last time out, but he gets out of it, only giving up 1 run. Hopefully you can see some quick work out of him, get Canes back out, and get some insurance runs there in the top of the 6th.
He's going to be facing Thomas Daniels to follow, excuse me. Daniels 0 for 1. Sends that one down the right field line. Right fielder has it close to the line and be 1 down. That gives way to Chandler Benson. Quick start to the inning for Kerr. Swing and a miss.
Big swing there on that off speed. It was a little bit too enticing, maybe.
Goes back to the 0-1 to Benson. That's in for a strike.
Sounds like maybe we've got somebody in the crowd giving us some strike calls themselves.
The 0-2. And misses glove size. That one bounces away. Ashton Avis going to field that one. And the 1-2. Another swing, another miss. Chandler Benson goes down on strikes, and now 2 down here for Jackson Kerr.
Yeah, that's a great job by Kerr. Noticing early in the at-bat that he liked that off-speed pitch, going out far side and got him again here with 2 strikes and sat him down.
Now it's leadoff hitter Ashton Avis. Avis 0 for 1. Skies that one foul. Two down, Kerr delivers. Skies another one foul. Right fielder on the run. Just that one's headed into the bullpen. He got tangled up a little bit in the fence.
Yeah.
Can't go through it.
No, very difficult. Great chance here for Kerr to end this inning and get his team right back out there in the batter's box.
He's had a fly out, a strikeout. He's now got 2 strikes on Avis. Just misses that pitch.
Great work by Avis to hold off on that. He got his teammate on the last one 2 times in that at bat, so good job IDing that one.
He comes back on in the 1-2. Soft hit ball to third.
Just foul.
Yep, just foul, so this AB will continue.
Notice there, obviously this is something that they would maybe see from second base, but you can see Kerr switching his pitching grip within his glove over his shoulder. Obviously, I don't know if the second base would see that, but something we can see here on the broadcast end.
Yeah, gets his hands awfully high.
Yeah. Potentially could have attributed to why they did so well with runners in scoring position.
Go to second and first, another out. Strong rebound inning there defensively. Canes, Indiana just keep locking it down. They got a 2-1 lead as we move along in our Prep Baseball Classic game of the day. Don't stick around. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffer, right? Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Canes, Indiana continue to lead 2-1 here in the top of the 6th inning in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic. Cory, McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you. Swing and a miss to start things off.
Continuing that great work we saw from Ray in that 5th inning. See if he can just hold these guys off, maybe give his team another chance to get out there, score some late runs here.
Caleb Drivey at the plate, got him quickly down. 0-2, dribbler to third, gloves, throws, gets the stretch, gets the out. Nice play at first base. Man, he absolutely stretched out to get that. Nice job by Noah Sanders. Man, he's had a heck of a last couple innings.
Yeah, and as a former first baseman, that is a difficult stretch to make.
Well, Noah Sanders may be icing some certain parts of his body a little bit later on after getting down for that one, but there's one down, and now we're going to see Conlon Long. Long's 0 for 2. Holds off 1-0. Ray working quickly.
Yeah.
Barely giving the batter long enough to get in there and go through any machinations that he wants to make.
He wants to bring his guys up to hit.
That's right. 2-0, spikes that one.
Looks like that one just slipped right out of the hand.
Yeah, it's awfully hot out there. So sweat's certainly a factor. Three O's the count to Long. It's in for a strike. Long's 0 for 2. Be followed by Chris Lewis, Nicholas Hewlin if we see the inning extend that long. That's in for another strike.
Ray is showing a fantastic ability of coming back from down in the count early and just bringing back the command, dialing back to what he knows is going to work and putting himself in a position to get outs.
But he's going to allow a one-out walk to Long, and here comes Chris Lewis.
It's a risky game you play going 3-0 in a bunch of counts.
That's right. Lewis is 1 for 1. Mentioned it before, 23rd ranked shortstop in Indiana, 157 overall in the class of 2024. So Chris Lewis on his way to college somewhere, I'd assume, this next year. Throw over to first, keep him at bay.
Yeah, this is a good chance for Canes to try and just extend this inning. You've only got one out. You've got the runner on first. Obviously, Ray's looking for him to try and steal, but if you can get him to second in any means possible, it's a good way to keep your guys out here for a little longer.
Crow keeps it in front of him. Like Chris Lewis's ex-bio says, he's obsessed with the process.
Love that.
We gotta love that. The 2-0, watches it, runner's taking off. Crow throws, going to give him a rundown, throw back to first. Not in time.
That's risky. Like I said, he's trying to get to second base, but you got a great arm behind the plate and Crow that stopped that all from happening and almost got an out.
3-0 count now to Lewis. His team's got a 2-1 lead. He's got a runner at first. Ray delivers, so another walk. Back-to-back walks from Ray. Getting into some tricky territory here from Roadrunners, and I think that may be leading to a conversation on the mound, and it appears that it will.
Yeah, this is his first time so far in this game that we've seen runners on base for him. Oh, look, we've got a wasp on the field now.
That's
right. In front of the camera.
Well, he saw the action and now went over to see it for real.
Yeah.
Maybe the wasp actually thought this was then. He was real close that time.
Yeah.
That thing is like right on top of that main camera. But maybe that wasp thought this was the actual game.
Could be.
Realized it wasn't. Came over, buzzed us, and now made its way over to the field.
Yeah. Trying to find the best view possible.
That's right. Well, it sounds like it's at a pretty good vantage point now on top of our high home camera.
I think coach goes out there, just kind of remind him, you're just pitching to kind of keep the team alive here. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to necessarily get strikeouts. There's a force out all around the infield. So just settle in, throw your pitches, kind of just stick in the strike zone and make them come at you.
2 of Canes, Indiana's 5 hits belong to Nicholas Hewlin, and he is now at the plate with 2 on and 1 down here in the top of the 6th. Searching for some insurance here as they lead 2-1. Hewlin shoots that back foul.
Yeah, if Hewlin can get the bat on another one here, he's got a chance of kind of putting the nail in the coffin here late in this game.
The 0-1. He gets away from Crow. Runners are both going to advance.
Looks like the second time now that we've seen Ray have some issues gripping that baseball.
Yeah, that one proves a little bit more costly as both runners are able to advance on the wild pitch. And Nicholas Hewlin, again with 2 hits to his credit already, has a chance with 1 down to pad this Canes, Indiana lead in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, that's a big force out that you miss out on now with only 1 out. Now your infield's going to be kind of thinking, oh, do I go first? Do I go home? And could be the recipe for disaster.
That's in for a strike.
Great pitch. Oh, no.
Oh, it gets over top of his head. Everyone's staying put, though.
Good back up there by second base.
Yeah, see how Crow tap his chest there. My bad.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's having issues gripping the ball as well. Like we talked about, the sweat is definitely playing into account here for everybody on the field.
The 1-2 to Hewlin. Oh, it just misses. It looked like almost exactly the same pitch that he threw him last time.
Exactly what I was thinking. A super competitive pitch right there, but just a little bit low.
It's now 2-2. See how high up Ray has his hands when you talk about trying to see what grip pitcher's got on that pitch. Real high setup, easily seen by the second baseman.
Yep. Now we got a full count. Let's see what happens here. I trust Ray to hit the strike zone. We'll see what we can do from the plate here for Canes.
All right, Hewlin digs in, searching for his 3rd hit of the day. Instead, he's going to get a walk, a 1-out walk. 30 straight walks for Ray. The 1 down for Calvin Dean. Dean 0 for 2.
And for Ray, I think, he's not really giving up a ton of contact, so having bases loaded doesn't necessarily hurt. When he has given up contact, it's been soft rollers in the infield, so maybe you luck out with a quick rolling ground ball to one of your infielders that can get the force out at home, but This is going to be an interesting approach here for Ray on the mound.
Yeah, hasn't exactly lost control. We've just seen Canes, Indiana work counts here against them in the 6th to get these guys on via walk, and we'll see what Ray has in store for Dean. Starts him off with ball 1. Dean is 0 for 2. Shows bunt. Gets it down. Comes one run, the suicide squeeze. Nice job.
Absolutely beautiful bunt right there. Brought in the first baseman. Second base doesn't cover first, so you got nothing at first. It's a free base runner there, and great heads-up base running by third there to get that run scored and give yourself a 2-run lead here late in the game.
Yeah, execution, the name of the game there for Canes, Indiana, and they have a 3-1 lead in the top of the 6th. Off the squeeze bunt from Calvin Dean, and here is J.P. Rosselli. Rosselli 0 for 2. Frustrating inning, I'm sure, for Ray after some walks, and then you give up a run via suicide squeeze bunt.
Yeah, nothing you could do on that one. That was textbook.
He's now got it 2-0 to Rosselli. Pro going to go out and have a talk with the Denmark pitcher.
I think that's well timed. You don't necessarily want to bring the coach out, make a pitching change at this point in the inning. Just go talk to your guy. He's not necessarily struggling, just having a couple issues hitting the zone.
Yeah, again, I mean, we've seen Canes, Indiana work counts to get the walks, and then, you know, not a lot you can do in that bunt situation. It was well executed and allows the Canes, Indiana to pad their lead up to 3-1. So he comes back to Rosselli in the 2-0. That one misses inside.
And it seemed like in that 5th inning and early in this 6th inning, Ray operated best when he was kind of taking control of the pacing when he was on the mound. So like we just saw, he steps up into the mound really quickly. Kind of keep doing that. Try and catch these batters off guard.
They get that in for a strike?
Yeah. 3-1 count here for Ray. Like I said, just keep working, and, you know, it's going to fall however it falls right now.
Well, it's 3-1 to Rosselli. Drops in the breaking ball. I think Rosselli thought that was going to be a little high, but ends up breaking down, makes it 3-2. See what he has in store in the payoff pitch. Another breaking ball gets Rosselli down on strikes, caught looking. 2 nice breaking balls there from Ray to get himself back in the count and then finish it off.
That's a fantastic job right there on that whole sequence. Just get late into the count. You're a little bit behind. Find those pitches that you trust right now, because that's the biggest thing for you, and he executes perfectly.
Now comes 6 foot, 185-pound Ty Nicholson from Seymour High School. Ty's 1 for 2. So he tries to go back to the same pitch, but does not work. The 1-0, another miss. Two down in the inning. If Nicholson gets on, it's back to Griffin Matricia, the DH. See the crowd gathering underneath that body armor mist tent. It's going to become a serious hangout place. There you go. I don't know if we want it in here with all this electronic stuff.
Yeah, you got a point. But we could at least step outside into it between innings. That'd be nice.
2-0, watches that in for a strike. Well, you know, we've talked what we should be doing here with the Audi Marietta Field partnership and how we can plug that into our broadcast. I think we could just have an Audi that's sitting there running and it's air conditioned. You jump into that between innings. That might be better.
Yeah, maybe take it for a little roll and then
that's right.
Bring it back real quick. Got about a minute and a half between those between those innings. We could get a little joyride in.
Ray's got a 3-1 count to Nicholson. Canes, Indiana looking to pad this lead even more here on the top of the 6th. They lead 3-1. Nicholson sends that to short. Gathers flips to second in time to get out of the inning. Canes, Indiana strands some runners, but they lead 3-1 in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Just burgers? It's just boring. Get your sausage on and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the
3-1 is the lead for Canes, Indiana over Roadrunners in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic here at LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you, giving you our action from the Audi Marietta Championship Field, where Canes, Indiana going to roll back out with Jackson Kerr as he's coming out for his 6th inning of work. He so far has allowed just 2 Roadrunner hits. Looked awfully strong, got himself out of a couple jams, including loading bases loaded and runners at 2nd and 3rd earlier in the game. So he's responded to every challenge that Roadrunners have issued to him so far, as that one gets away from Nicholson. So Roadrunners lead off with Tyler Griggs in this inning, followed by Noah Sanders and Hayden Pierce.
It's a good place to be in the lineup here for Roadrunners. You switch lefty, righty, lefty, I believe, right here in this spot, and I think that really opens things up for you. You give Kerr a couple of different looks here in this beginning of the inning, and hopefully get yourselves a couple of guys on the bases, maybe bring them around.
It's been heavy fastball for Jackson Kerr, 82% fastball usage for him in this game, as that one goes wide for ball 1. He's thrown about 62% strikes on those fastballs. It's in for a strike.
Can't tell if he's just kind of dialing back the velo here or if he's throwing the off speeds harder. He's sitting kind of low 80s now as opposed to that mid 80s we were seeing earlier.
Goes back for ball 1 at 81. Been about 30% swing and miss for him. Nicholson tries to squeeze that over, but to no avail. Count's going to be 2-1 to Griggs. That's in for a strike. Comes in at 81. 2-2. Griggs sends that one to the right side. Second gathers, throws the Roselli at first for the first out.
Kerr just continues to do a great job just throwing competitive pitches into the zone throughout this time. 4 innings pitched. He's into his 5th. Now he's 4.1. He's only recorded 4 strikeouts. He's really just creating contact and making them make outs, making his infield help him out, and they're doing a great job behind him.
Yeah, I mean, look, weak contact has been pretty much everything we've seen against Kerr, except for the guy at the plate right now, Noah Sanders, who had a ground rule double in his last AB and was really the only guy at exit velo near 90 in his last at bat who's really put any kind of good wood on Jackson Kerr in this outing.
Yeah, and he also happens to be the only run in this game for them.
It's in for a strike. That one goes foul. Kerr with the 1-1 to Sanders. Sends that one back foul.
Gets him on the hands right there. Maybe that's what Kerr's looking for. Last time it was a little more over the middle of the plate that Sanders was able to turn on, put some inside, maybe work your way back out once you back him off the plate. Really crowds the plate for Sanders here.
Just misses. That one goes to the right side. Now 2-2 count to Sanders. Not sure how he laid off that last pitch. Ducks back to run the count full. Sanders will be followed by Hayden Pierce. Landon Comer to follow. Full count. Kerr fires. Sends that foul.
I think this is where Kerr just kind of settles in like he has in past at-bats and just goes for a competitive pitch. You can let Sanders put the bat on the ball. Obviously, last time sends this one to the warning track, but kind of just hope for weaker contact this time around.
Sanders is a little shimmy. He's going to step out.
I like the intimidation attempts here from Sanders. We saw it on the base path last time. Now we're seeing it in the batter's box.
He's the kind of kid that likes to get under your skin as a pitcher. Counts full. Kerr fires. Gets him. Yeah, I think he thought better of that pitch than the umpire did, but Kerr gets him down on strikes. So down goes Noah Sanders, and there's now 2 down.
And that's also one of those things, when you crowd the plate a little bit, kind of like Sanders does, it opens up that further side for the umpire to call you a strike that maybe is a little more on the black.
Hayden Pierce is 0 for 2, and lefty's going to try to get something going here with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. Sends that foul. Oh-1. Sends that foul. Very quickly finds himself down 0-2 with 2 down. Not seeing a whole lot of the breaking ball from Kerr, but see with the lefty with 2 strikes on him if we see him dial it up here.
Yeah, it seems like maybe now in his 5th inning of work, he's taking away from the breaking ball, just going to slow down the fastball, let himself give control more than anything.
Oh, just misses, make it 1-2.
That's a close one. It seems like now that he's slowed himself down on the velo for that fastball, getting a lot more arm side movement, a little bit of break there, more of a sinker movement, and it's proving pretty strong here in this 6th.
Yeah, I mean, 2,200 spin on a pitch that's into the 70s. I mean, we keep going back to those numbers, but that's spin wins. I mean, it's been said many times, and you can really mess with a batter when you're able to put a lot of spin on a ball, and Jackson Kerr is without question doing that. 2-2 count. Gets him another strikeout. Jackson Kerr stepping up big time. We are through 5.5, a 3-1 lead for Canes, Indiana. Or excuse me, now we're through 6 innings now.
Yeah.
Time getting away from me. All right, we'll be back with the Prep Baseball Classic. Don't go anywhere. We'll return soon from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Canes, Indiana looking to pad their lead here over Roadrunners in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic. 3-1 is their current edge as we move along. Cory McCartney, Grayson Rosen with you. Griffin Matricia, Ryder Knox, and Austin Van Vels will be at the plate this inning for Canes, Indiana. So we've got a pitching change for Roadrunners. Wait for our scoring apparatuses to update here as we figure out who's going to be on the mound for Roadrunners. Again, we're going to have Griffin and Matricia, Ryder Knox, and Austin Van Vels. Matricia is 1 for 2 on the day.
Looking at a little bit of a slower pitch speed here, 72 miles per hour from the lefty.
I'm believing this is Mason McDaniel. We'll see as the scoreboard operator takes care of that from Fannin County. Of the available arms that Roadrunners said they had, this is the only lefty that was among them. So Jeb Brumby, the right-hander, was the only other arm. So going to have to believe that this is indeed Mason McDaniel. 6 foot 160.
Strong curveball there just to catch the bottom corner of the zone. Tries it again. Doesn't quite get it in.
Now that misses arm side. You run the count full. Extremely lean Griffin Matricia is not going to bite on that outside pitch. Comes payoff pitch. Walks him, so a leadoff walk to Griffin Matricia, and here comes Ryder Knox. Knox is 0 for 2.
Up to this point, Canes is definitely, as soon as that run got scored, you saw them going deep into counts over and over and over again. Definitely coaches in their ear telling them, be a little more patient now at the plate once you got that lead, and now you cushion yourselves in that last one and try and keep this lead going.
6-2 lead for, 6-2 edge, excuse me, in terms of hits for Canes, Indiana in this one. That is indeed, as a scoreboard operator is updated, Mason McDaniel on the mound. Swing and a miss. We don't always get the full rosters ahead of the tournament. Sometimes numbers aren't inputted into the system that we get. Sometimes what we get from the coaches the day of also doesn't have numbers, so we're often at the mercy of things updating real time in the scorebook. Throw back from Crow. Matricia is going to be safe still at first.
Seen that a couple times from Crow. Maybe getting a little antsy back there.
Two-one count now to Knox. Another miss. Canes, Indiana will gladly take another base runner as they're trying to pad that lead just a little bit more.
Once again, just working deep into the count, and you end up drawing a walk here. We saw them have to be a little bit more competitive against Ray when he was on the mound for those 2 innings of work, where they were kind of starting to swing at pitches late in the at bat, but showing some great pitch discipline or plate discipline here by Canes.
So Griffin Matricia and Ryder Knox both walk, and here comes Austin Van Vels, who's 0 for 2.
We see Sanders out there giving his pitcher a talk.
So I believe we have a new batter for Canes, Indiana. This is Ben Wagers. Wagers, 5'11", 185-pounder from Tri-West Senior High School. Wagers skies that one into right field. Camps underneath it for the out. Runners are both going to stay put. So Wagers goes down on the fly out. Now it's back to the top of the order, and Caleb Greavy. Greavy 0 for 3 on the day.
Yeah, that was a really good at bat for McDaniel there, just trying to get an out by any means necessary, and in that one just kind of putting him over the plate, letting the fielders do the work.
Patricia doing some dancing back there as that one's right up the middle. Greavy's got himself another out. Taking off for home, though. The throw. Throw with the tag, not in time. Nice play at first base on the stretch, but it allowed enough of an opportunity for the runner to score. So Patricia is across for the 4th Canes Indiana run, but we have seen that's some great play at first base that we've seen a couple times there from Noah Sanders. So talking about standouts from this Roadrunner squad and this team, and Noah Sanders absolutely fits the bill.
Yeah, that was a great play as well in the infield there. Turned into, you help yourself out. Obviously, you still end up giving up the run, but that was some fantastic glove work.
4-1 lead now for Canes Indiana. Heads-up base running has been the opportune description of what we've seen from Canes Indiana in this one. Not seen that big blow for them. We've just seen them take advantage of opportunities as they've taken the lead and continue to build on it. Swing and a miss from Colin Long. Crow throws back.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that didn't actually get that out there at first, but it was a great stretch there by Sanders.
Oh,
I think he technically
thought he had it.
I think he bobbled it, and that's what slowed him down from getting that throw into home. So I believe there was one out at the time. Throwing down.
Taken off.
In there easily.
So Greavy now standing at second.
Looks like he gave his first base coach a shrug. Maybe coach didn't call for that one.
Well, he's waited a long time to get on base. He was 0 for 3 before that last at bat, so he's going to wreak some havoc with his team up 4-1 here in the top of the 7th. Nice stop from Crow.
He's doing a great work, at least just keeping the ball in front of him. I know we've had a couple of mishaps there behind the plate that were just maybe off some wild pitches, but he's done a great job of just getting down, getting dirty, and stopping that ball.
I said we were going to see some good catching in this matchup, and he's absolutely been it. I think Ty Nicholson's had some strong play on the other side as well. Swing and a miss. Count now full to Colin Long.
Not sure if everybody noticed that, but Crow kind of looking for like a nonchalant handoff from the umpire. Meanwhile, the umpire was at the backstop. Didn't even notice, and he turned around and saw him.
Comes a 3-2. Sends that foul. See Joe Odak from USA Scout coming in. Got our doors open in the studio, so it's like we're at the Today Show. Everybody can come around and just say hi to us and wave and point and snicker, and sends that foul. Greavy's gonna get his sprints in as he's headed back to second.
A little bit of defensive batting right there. We also have a great view of that sun coming down, just about to hit the hill.
McDaniel looks back at Greavy, fires. Skies that foul. AB will continue.
I'd have guessed that one's heading for field 11.
Full count. Skies that one into center field on the run. Camps underneath it, makes the out. Canes Indiana, though, 4-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 7th as they try to finish this off in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Classic. Stick around. We'll be back. A nice little handoff there to the umpire. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon from LakePoint Sports.
Windscreen Factory. More than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
See, Joe, as I mentioned, in this situation, you're in open. It's an aquarium. We're in the aquarium here in our studio at LakePoint Sports, and you got to say hi to everybody. We got some weird shadows coming across our faces now. A little bit of everything going on here in our game of the day in the Prep Baseball Classic. Cory McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you. 4-1 lead for Canes, Indiana over Roadrunners as we move along to the bottom of the 7th inning. And Jackson Kerr coming out to finish this thing off, and he has been awfully impressive. And a chance to see what he can do here to cap this victory for Canes, Indiana as they lead 4-1.
Yeah, like I mentioned in the last inning, that sun starting to get down, and now it's creeping into the doors on the studio and blinding Cory here. That's
right. Landon Comer going to be followed by Logan Racine and Danny Edgington for Canes. And
great pitch by Kerr.
Yeah, we've said that a lot today.
Oh, yeah.
We'll eventually send somebody to come close the back studio door so we can get the light off of our faces, but you never know what you're going to get. You got to bounce around. It's like I'm wearing some kind of mask or something.
And it doesn't help if you lean my way because you'll just get hit by the sun on my end.
Yeah. Oh, it hits him. Landon Comer gets hit by a pitch, and
his catcher behind the plate there, not too happy either.
Producer Mason Monroe going to come in and save the day as he closes the front door on us. There we go. You're going to quickly see us get a little bit darker, and there you go. Now we are completely locked in. Great job by Mason Monroe coming to the rescue, giving everybody all the inner workings here in our studio.
Gotten a little bit of everything today.
That's right. Logan Racine is 1 for 1. Trying to get something started. That's in for a strike. We've talked about this all game long. The one thing that we have absolutely seen from Jackson Kerr in this outing is responding to adversity and working his way through any and every issue. We'll see what he can do here. 0-2 count. Skies that foul.
Kerr's definitely got to be smart with what he's going with here. You got that runner on first. You don't want him to start moving around. You got the 0-2 count. Might be a little bit daunting to go off speed in the off event that it gets past your catcher.
Comes the 0-2. Sends that foul off his foot.
Those never go painless, those foul balls off the foot.
Catcher Ty Nicholson coming out to have a word with Kerr. Would love nothing more, I'm sure, at this point than to induce some weak contact and set up a double play.
I'll tell you what, Nicholson wants to get out of that catcher's gear right now.
It's a blessing in the winter and a curse in the summer. .88 pitches is where we're at for Jackson Kerr.
Definitely putting in a lot of work. He came in that second inning and has just kind of been lights out. I know he gave up the 1 run, but that was just some mishaps around the field that led to that one, and now we've seen him really settle in.
0-2. Skies that one back. Logan Racine making him work, pushing that pitch count closer to 90.
Got the sounds of some BP in the background.
Yeah, it sounds awfully close. Sounds a lot closer than it normally does. It makes me wonder what in the world's going on here.
Maybe we're getting that from the field, maybe.
Yeah.
Don't mind the sound of a wood bat, though.
That's right. That makes it 1-2. Oh, another miss makes it 2-2. A lengthy AB here. Rosen versus Kerr. Canes have 4 runs on 6 hits. Roadrunners 1 run on just 2 hits. Rosen rips this one in left field. Unfortunately, our camera not going to catch up with us, but
got the out.
Got the out. So now 1 down. So a loud out from Logan Rosen, and here's Danny Edgington. Edgington 0 for 2. Seen Edgington have some trouble catching up with what Kerr's offered there as the lefty. See if he, in the 3rd time facing, if he can bounce back. It's gone down on strikes in both of his ABs.
Yeah, it seemed like Kerr wants this game over too. He was not putting up with a little bit of time wasting there.
Let's throw 94 pitches right now. 94 pitches in 90-degree weather probably feels a lot more than 94 pitches in the middle of April.
Yeah, all he wants is some ice.
Yeah, we can get him that at the concession stand, along with, as I mentioned, a fajita bowl now, which we are offering that in quesadillas. So make sure you get your way over that. Another miss.
Might have to indulge this weekend.
That makes it 3-0. That may be it for Jackson Kerr.
Yeah, approaching 100 pitches is a tough feat for anybody, let alone some of these younger guys, and not something they're exactly trained for, but maybe coach is going to give him a chance.
95 pitches in here with 1 down in the bottom of the 7th. It's also a situation where this early, do you really want to burn another arm and get somebody up to go out and have them throw those intensity pitches? You know, if you can
get these guys in the AC.
Yeah. If you can get him to throw maybe 5-6 more pitches and finish this thing off, that's probably the best thing for everybody involved, and we will indeed see Jackson Kerr get the chance to do just that as his second baseman, Caleb Greavy, gives him some word of encouragement.
Comes back for a 3-0 count. Let's see what he comes with here.
Yeah, he has responded to adversity time and again, as I mentioned. That's in for a strike.
Once again, just going back to what he trusts, his best innings of work here late in this game have just kind of when he's just sat here, relied on the fastball, and just dialed it in.
3-1 to Edgington. Swing and a miss.
Another great pitch with that fastball like we talked about earlier. When he slows it down from the arm speed, he's getting a little bit more arm side run, makes it 10 times more difficult for somebody to hit.
Payoff pitch. He's come back from 3-0. Right back at him. Throws the second for 1. Throws the first for the other.
Wow.
Jackson Kerr finishes this off, and Canes, Indiana are 4-1 winners over Roadrunners. What a gutty performance by him, just bouncing back each and every time. So Canes, Indiana taking the victory in our game of the day in the Prep Baseball Classic. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back awarding our player of the game.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women. We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again? Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. We had our game of the day in which Canes, Indiana were 4-1 winners over Roadrunners. Cory McCartney along with Grayson Rosen with you. And Grayson, we talked about this throughout. It wasn't that Canes, Indiana did anything offensively to really run away with this. They end up out hitting Roadrunners 6-2. But they took advantage of what they were able to get on the base pass, so some really heads-up base running. But I think when we were talking player of the game, it really felt like it was Jackson Kerr who was the defining factor for Canes, Indiana in this one. He ends up going allows 2 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. But the thing he did over and over and over again was respond to adversity. He has runners at second and third, gets out of that with a couple strikeouts, leaves the bases loaded, and then we just saw him set things off. He gets back from a 3-0 count, sets off the game-ending double play. Jackson Kerr, man, he absolutely owned and earned player of the game.
Yeah, it seemed like every single inning he was the talking point. Over and over and over again, we're talking about how he's coming back from a 3-0 count, like in that final play there where he fields the comeback or after comeback from 3-0 with a little bit of a meeting with his coach there, and then just keeps setting himself up for success. And then on the offensive side, like you said, they're taking advantage of what happened on the bases. A guy like Nicholas Holland with 2 hits, he got a walk as well. He scored one of the runs for this team. I want to definitely give a shout out to Roadrunners, a guy that we talked about a lot throughout the game is Noah Sanders, making plays on both sides. The ground rule double, advances to third, then scores a run, their sole run in the game, and then of course making great plays on the defensive side at first base with some great stretches, just kind of playing damage control on that end. But Jackson Kerr definitely looked amazing and really solidified that player of the game performance with that final double play.
Yeah, Jackson Kerr from Brownsburg High School. The fastball was into the 80s. The spin was ridiculous. It was around the 2,200 range, so he was just a nightmare for these Roadrunners batters to deal with. And congratulations, Jackson Kerr, on winning player of the game. Again, Canes, Indiana with a 4-1 win over Roadrunners. Appreciate everybody joining us for our game of the day. The work of producer Mason Monroe, who also gets doors when you need him to as well. And appreciate Avery Hunt joining us. Make sure you stick around each and every weekend as we'll have these games of the day available for you on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So until next time, we'll see you soon from LakePoint Sports.